Hi guys, happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. Let me get some ink out here. Let's see. Now I need that. And that. Hi, Seal. Brr, I didn't come in here again and turn the heat on before I got busy, so it's just now on, but I'm always like so cold when I first come in here. I should remember to do that. Okay, I'm starting Christmas cards. Hi, Donna. So I have a Christmas card today. I figured I better get to it. It's too close to Halloween. I'm sure everybody's done making Halloween cards if you do that, so I figured I'll get started on Christmas cards. I probably won't do Christmas cards every time though. People will get sick of seeing that. But I've got one today, so let me get my camera flipped around here. Here we go. And we'll get at it. I'm going to set that there for a minute. That's my host code for October and my shopping site. And we're going to play with this Cutie Patootie set today, gift wrapped, and the matching punch. And I'm also using one that they brought back from last year, Christmas Gleaming. And there's two punches that coordinate with this one that cuts out this shape and one that cuts out that shape. But we're going to use the one that cuts out that shape, this one right here. And also the paper that goes with this set. And that is called Brightly Gleaming. Oops, I lied. That's the one I used in my sample. I lie. Okay. I am using, oh, here it is over here. Feels Like Frost. And that one they brought back from last year, and it's got all these really pretty pictures, picture type pages in it, and then on the back side is all white and silver foil, so it's really pretty. And that one is in the current little mini catalog. So I think this color scheme is pretty too. I'm using white with that pretty silver foil paper and then cherry cobbler. If you guys know me, you know my favorite color is red, but I decided to go with this version of red, cherry cobbler. It's a little bit darker red. So this strip here, I'm going to give you measurements real quick. The card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just the white, and this is that paper from that pack that I told you about. Feels Like Frost. So it's 5 1/2 inches long, and it's just a 1/2 inch strip. So it's just basically, you know, a scrap piece. And all I'm going to do with that is put it on the inside there. Let me get my ruler. I've got some scrap pieces here. This is a scrap piece. Let me measure the layers. So this one's going to go next, and so it is 4 1/8, 4 1/8 wide, and 5 3/8, 5 3/8 long. So it's just going to be peeking out behind this layer, which is 4 inches wide by 5 1/4, and I'm going to emboss that. And then we've got this layer, which is 2 3/8 wide and 5 3/8 long. And then your designer paper is 5 1/4 long by 2 1/4 wide. Okay, and then these other things are going to be die cut and stuff. So that is the measurements. It's pretty simple, really. Just do your layers how you like them, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's get started. So there's my card. There's that layer. So this layer I'm going to emboss. And I'm going to emboss it in the subtle dynamic embossing folder. Now if you have any of the Christmas designs, that would be pretty. I'm just going to use this one there. You can kind of see the texture. Hi Karen, of what it's going to look like. And I'm just going to set it in there and run it real quick through my machine. So hopefully there you can kind of see. It is a subtle, but it's very textured, and I love that. So I can go ahead and get these layers on there. I have got, my house smells so good right now, you guys. I put together, I always say I build a pot of soup. And so I have, it's not really a crock pot, it's an appliance I got years ago from either QVC or HSN, I don't remember now. But it's like a multi kind of cooking pot. You can use it as a slow cooker, a rice cooker, you can sorry. I really can multitask. You can, oops, see, when you can't get right over the top, hopefully I can pull this off. Okay, so, come on, don't be stubborn. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this closer to me real quick so I can get this layered on there, because it's such a small border around the edges that, okay, I think I got it. All right, there we go. And so what else can you do in it? Oh, you could deep fry in it if you wanted to. I've never used it for that. Mostly I use it to like a slow cooker, but it's bigger than, and it does things like boil. So I like to put my meat in there because I can brown my meat to get it started. And I made a big pot of vegetable beef, and then I can turn it down to the simmer feature and not have to worry so much about it like I would if it was on top of my stove. Okay, so anyway, I put in stew meat and garlic, an onion, celery, carrots, a zucchini, a yellow squash, cabbage, 2 cans of stewed tomatoes, And it's not stew, but I put in a package of stew seasoning because I like the flavor that it gives. Worcestershire and pepper. And it just makes the yummiest soup. I don't follow a recipe, so you can just throw in whatever floats your boat as far as veggies. Did I say onion? I put onion in there. And when I do celery, I always like to use the inner parts of the celery, really. I leave all the, especially the little pieces. I just think those little ones right in the middle add so much flavor. And I leave the stems, the green leafy parts on. And I cut, you know, I just chop that all up. I love making soup. Anyway, it smells divine. And then I bought a little round loaf of some kind of rosemary. I think it might be garlic, rosemary garlic bread to go with it. Yummy. Let's see, did I get that on? It's so hard to see because it lines up with the red behind it. So I'm just trying to get it evenly on there. I think I got it that time. Okay. So did I tell you guys? I can't remember. I know I posted it on Facebook, but we're getting a new puppy, a little sister for Todd and Lacey. And her name's gonna be Tula. I think I might have talked about it last time, but I don't remember. So I love it when the gal that we're getting her from posts her little video updates, which she did just a little bit ago. And she's just a chunky little monkey, I can tell you that. She is white, and she has spots that appear to be black, but they actually have, they're black and sable. And she's got one little spot right on the top of her head, and then she's got like a black mask kind of around her eyes. And she is absolutely adorable, but she's definitely a different build than our little Todd is. So she's a chunky little monkey, and she's very cute. We get to bring her home, well, the latest will be December 12th, and perhaps earlier. It just depends on, you know, when they feel that she's ready to leave the nest, so to speak. But I just think that Todd will have, you know, he'll have a little playmate. Lacey doesn't really play with him. Her vision's not good anymore, and her hearing's really bad, and she sleeps a lot too. But you know, he's only 2, and I think it will just, you know, be a really good companion little playmate for him. So that'll be fun. And it'll be entertaining for us as well. Okay, so now I'm going to use the layering ovals. What did I do with them? Here they are. I'm going to use the layering ovals to cut a couple of layers here. Oops, I think I missed some. There we go. So let me see. I need to look at the card I made earlier and figure out which sizes I used. So this one, so that is the second size down. And maybe this one. Yeah, okay. And I'll show you that first card I made at the end here. Okay, so I'm going to cut the red with this one and the white with that one. And I may as well stick a couple of little pieces of Post-it on here just so they don't go sliding around when I cut them. Then I won't have to redo it. Now that I have my die cutting machine sitting so near to me, I use it way more than I did before. I think I'm already going to need to think about getting some new plates for it. Okay, I think I went smaller than I did on my first one, but that's okay. It will work. All right. That's for the inside. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. All right, so this is the ornament that I have that I'm going to use on this one, and I'm going to do some heat embossing with it. So I'm going to stamp it in Versamark, and I think since that is a dark color, I best use a little powder on it here, just because I don't want embossing powder to be melting where I don't want it. There we go. And I'm going to emboss in silver to match that pretty paper. I think we got it. So pretty. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring a tissue in and wipe that powder back away. Pretty. Okay, now let's punch it out. What I'm thinking Let me get my silver pen. This is just from my stash. It's Pentel. I've had it for years. Let's see if it still works. I think it does. Some gel pens are so bad about drying up, and others just work great. Okay. Makes it look a little better there because that would normally be metallic. Okay, now we can punch it out. I love punches. They're heavy to store, but man, they're just so quick and easy. Okay, so that's ready. Now, here is my scrap piece of white, and I'm using this cute little, what I think looks like a fabric bow with the metal trim along the edges. And we're also going to emboss that. Okay. Gotta love the magic of embossing. I think it's one of the funnest things of stamping. Okay, I want what I would think is the fabric-y part of the ribbon. I want it, sorry, messed with my light. I want it sparkly, and I realize you're not going to be able to see this probably, but I'm doing the Wink of Stella first because after I put the, I'm going to go around the edges with Cherry Cobbler here, and I don't want that to bleed into where I'm putting this Wink of Stella. And it's too easy to get the marker up onto the embossing a little bit, and then when you come back over with your Wink of Stella, it will pick that up and bleed into this part where I'm leaving it white. And so I don't want that to happen. Hopefully it won't, doing it this way. Now the first card that I didn't do it backwards like that. And I could see that it was going to want to pick it up, so I was extra careful. But yeah, it's just really hard because the least little bit that gets up on that embossing, it's just the Wink of Stella will pick it up way too easy. Okay, so I'll kind of tilt it here, see if you can see that shimmer. And those of you who know what Wink of Stella is and use it, you know that it's there, but it's just really hard to pick it up when you are doing it on video. Okay, so I am going to use my Stampin' Right marker, not my alcohol markers. Oh, you know what I'm doing? Look what I'm doing. I'm coloring right over the Wink of Stella. That's not what I wanted. Dumb Jana. Can I use the back? Sorry, but I have to redo that because I won't be happy. Take two, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll hurry. Let me just redo it real quick. It's like a rerun. Rerun. Okay, I'm gonna hurry. That's what happens when you're talking and doing something else. Do you feel like it's deja vu? Hi, Carol. Okay, gonna try this again. All right, you guys, don't let me color in the wrong spot this time. I think I'm gonna have to break out my new Wink of Stella pen here soon. This one is getting down to the bottom of the barrel. I will put a little alcohol in it though and use up every bit of it that I can. I was making sure I was getting some on there actually. Okay, let's give this another go, shall we? think I will use the brush end. I like the way it colors better. You just have to be really careful in the tight corners. Now I'm going to start shaking because I'm coloring in the tight spots and I don't want to go outside of the lines. I think these bows would be really cute on the plaid papers too, and I will at some point give that a try. And you can totally just cut it out with your punch. You don't even have to stamp if you don't want to. Almost there. There's still time to get in on the 15% off paper sale if you haven't heard about that. It's selected papers, but there's a good selection, and there are some that are in the holiday catalog as well. Okay. Now I'm going to give that just a second to dry, and I'll go ahead and do something else while that is drying for a second. Now inside from the gift wrapped set, I'm going to use that A Very Merry Christmas. I think that is really cute. I like the fonts that they used in this set, and I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler to matchy match. And of course I stuck my finger. Why is it when you're stamping with red or any of those kind of colors, you're always sticking your finger in them? I do anyway. So bad about it. And then you've got ink where you don't want it. Got a little dewdrop there. Don't know if I can get it off with this sand eraser, but I'll give it a try. Not really. Okay. I'm going to use a little liquid Tombow for this. And I'm just going to glue a white piece onto the cherry cobbler. And then I'm going to bring in dimensionals and pop this layer up. Thanks, Donna. See if that's where I want it. And then I am going to also pop up the ornament. Now we'll punch out this bow. Now it also punches out a little piece if you were just making a bow with the punch design. It punches out a little piece to use as a knot, and it punches out a tag. That right there. I didn't have a big enough, long enough piece, or it would have punched out that whole shape, but it punches out those two things also. guess that's okay. I don't like it sticking down like that. Let me put a couple of more dots behind. Because we've got 2 layers. There we go. Because we popped up that this layer, you need to go ahead and put 2 layers thick on the bow. Otherwise, it wants to bend down. There we go. Okay. And you can put them on there if you want, but I kind of like them just being loose. All right, now I'm using the clear rhinestones, but I'm going to color them because I want them to match the cherry cobbler. So to do that, you can use an alcohol marker, and I'm using the dark cherry cobbler. And let's see, I want this size and 2 of the smaller ones. I'm just going to let that dry for a second here. Okay, come here, you little thing. So there we go with that. And what can I do to fix that? This card's going to be extra blinged up. But hey, we covered the boo-boo. There you go. And let me bring in the other one. So on this other one, I did very vanilla. I used a retired embossing folder there. I used the other ornament in the set that's the same shape, so this one. I embossed in gold on that one. I used the pretty peacock rhinestones, so I didn't have to color those. And the paper is that gleaming, let me see, the brightly gleaming. And it's in the holiday catalog, I believe. I used Night of Navy and very vanilla, and I colored with the Night of Navy. And there's the inside. I didn't have to bling it up because I didn't get ink on it. So that's okay. 2 Christmas cards down. Oh, and I used a little bit, the next size up oval there. But as you can see, either size works. This one allows more of the red to show, which I kind of like on this one, especially because you're working with two colors in here, you know, and I did this just right on cardstock, so I wasn't using another color there. So yeah, 2 Christmas cards down, you guys. Several to go. However, I have some left over from last year, so that's a good thing. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I hope you're having a good start to your week. I'll be back Friday for Friday Fun Day, and we'll see what we do then. All right, thanks for hanging out with me. To make sure that you don't miss videos, click on the little bell and it will give you a little reminder when I'm coming on. And I always share these. I'm behind one, but I always share these onto my YouTube channel as well, so you can find me there at JannaStamps. And I will see you Friday. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.